I can honestly say I think my first setup was like $1,200 all in. You know, and that was that song, that one song, it was called College Humor. You know, and I was literally just talking about my day in college that day. Like it just caught on enough, you know?
Yep.
But I mean, I was recording Marcus Stroman was there. We were in a closet. I hung towels up to get a little soundproofing or whatever. And we're just throwing paint against the wall, having fun, you know? And like, truly, that's what I've tried to harness now. That's what I'm doing right now. I was telling you before we got on screen, I mean, my setup is in front of the biggest, nicest window in the house, usually. Ideally in the master bedroom. So that's how I'm choosing houses, you know. Essentially what I'm doing is I'm traveling. I'm kind of like a current day gypsy in a sense. Like I don't have a permanent address. When COVID really happened in 2020, I had been in LA for about 6 years. I'd done the whole Hollywood race, try to be a cool guy, Beverly Hills, you know, and it just never aligned with me. And it was almost trying to fit a square peg into a round hole, I felt. And I also kind of developed into an artist where I record myself. I'm the lead producer, I'm lead vocalist, I'm lead engineer, I'm executive producing, and I'm handling file exchanges to mix, master. I'm handling the business. I've stayed independent where, you know, so it's just not a one-stop shop, I'll say, because I work with a few producers, mainly remotely, but like, I don't need to be in fucking LA or Nashville. I don't need to be in a music city. And that freedom, that aha moment, I went and visited my buddy. At the time, I was very close with Post Malone, and he was around in LA a bunch. He'd always come over to the house, and I went out to see him in Utah and live out there for a while, and I just noticed how I felt, man. I was waking up, these pine trees, and how I felt creatively, and I just knew I needed to go. And we just sold and fucking picked up and left. And we're U-Haul Penske boys, man. Like we, you know, I travel light. I got one big storage unit in Nashville, one big storage unit in LA. I have an amazing guy who takes care and does the drives and helps break down and makes moving easy, you know, but we're light. So it makes me moving easy, but we're traveling wherever the fuck we're called to, you know? So I've been in Miami for 2 months. Right now I'm looking at I'm looking at the ocean and you can, I seriously, like, what I will say, creativity is a bit of, there's some spirituality with being creative, and there are places, there's energy in everywhere you go.
100%.
Like, it will light you the fuck up. And the more I've tuned into just being present in spirit, I'll say, aligned with my spirit, I just realize and recognize when a place has gotten stale or stagnant, and I would appreciate something new, whether it's the electricity in Miami where you get that vibe from the ocean. The ocean's one of the most energetic things on the fucking planet. Like, then there's I've been to 2 different places in Montana, Idaho. We've been all over, you know, all different types of spaces and energy, but I feel as though I'm not really, I'm just tuning into the space that I'm at, and I feel like I'm a vessel. I can translate it into the music. I make different music there than I would here, and I set up in front of big studios. It makes no sense to look at a wall if you're trying to be creative. Imagine going into the same room every day and be like, why are my ideas stagnant? I'm looking at this fucking black wall. You know what I mean? And now I'm like, oh, I'm looking at this beautiful view that I haven't seen yet in this new house. You know, that energy, there's an excitement to it. And what it's done to me is I just feel so present because I'm not really letting stagnation happen. You know, the way the mind works, I've dove into that a lot, and I just feel like I'm more or less trying to live every day in a basically opening up a way for me to feel creative and create space for ideas to come through.